Alrighty then. Now you all know my opinions and thoughts about what it was like recording the Fantasy AU, but what about my other friends who also acted in the series? Let's see what they have to say. Roll the tape!
Hello, I am Iida. I come from a long line of honorable knights, and currently am accompanying Izuku Midoriya and Ochaco Uraraka across the lands of our beautiful, beautiful world. So based off of that small little line, I obviously voice Ochaco Uraraka in the Fantasy AU dub of Icarus fan animation. No. I'm Mr. Phantom, and I voice Iida, the Honorable Knight. Honestly, it's been a dream. I've watched Icarus fan animations for a hot minute now, and I'm very happy to actually be one of the voice actors for the animations. But going beyond of that, I want to talk about some small things, and hopefully I had got off my lazy everything and scrounged up some pretty funny bits maybe, because I remember at least some funny moments, and hopefully if I do remember some of them towards the tail end that I don't have anymore, I will very much mention them because of how funny they were. But first I want to talk about how I got the role. Getting the role of Iida, I remember specifically, originally I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about this or not, so I'm gonna have to go over with Sama after this, but I was originally given the role of Toshinori Yagi for the Deku series. After working on that, or after doing his voice and being casted and all that, much later on, I got a message from Sama Style about voicing Iida in the Fantasy AU. He told me that Icarus was looking for voice actors because he wanted a dub for the Fantasy AU. He approached me and asked, would you like to voice Iida? And I was honored. I was very excited, very happy, honestly, because as you could see, I was very enthusiastic about the voice, and it was very fun. Honestly, working with Sama Style, the Pug Protector, everyone working on the project entirely, or everyone working on the dub, it's honestly been an honor. It's been really nice, because these are all amazing and great people, and I'm so happy that I can talk to them. So, I actually want to mention this, funny enough. They helped me a good minute, specifically Sama Style and Blue Highlighter. They both helped me a lot, because something about Iida is his voice is very specific. It's very emphasized on a lot of the words he says. So, funny tiny little story that I can mention is during recording for the first episode that Iida showed up in, I could not for the life of me say Musu Tafu in his voice. And the more and more I talked with Sama, it was so much more difficult to do it, because it's like Iida is such a specific way. He emphasizes every word he says. Everything is so powerful, so enthusiastic. There's so much going for Iida. So Musu Tafu, doing it, I spent genuinely an hour doing only Musu Tafu, because each take I did, it didn't sound right. Sama sent small clips. He sent me a website of how it would be pronounced. Recommendations of like, oh, try and say it in one word. Even the funny thing is, when hearing the recordings of how other people say it and hearing, oh, do it in one word, I started to panic, because Musu Tafu, from what I heard from the website I was sent, it's pronounced in 3 syllables. So from the way it sounded, and especially how Iida speaks, he emphasizes each syllable, so it almost sounds like it's 3 different words. Musu Tafu, it almost sounds like that, and it was a nightmare to record. I spent, like I said, it took a genuine hour to record for Iida that specific day, and I still had a good amount of things to record afterwards, because it's like, oh, so you're Zuko Midoriya from a faraway land. What brings you here to Musutafu? He pronounces it in such a weird way that the other voice actors mentioned, oh, I heard it was really good, but it was a little bit funny how he pronounced it. It's because either there's something wrong with how I pronounce it, or Iida just pronounces it so much worse than I do, and it's very funny to think about. Once more, glazing a little bit, thank you so much, Sama, because Jesus Christ, I could not do that easily for the life of me. Speaking of the accent and the voice, something I kind of came up with the voice, not really on the spot. I've had it for a hot minute. Whenever I see like Iida randomly, I'm like, oh, he's gotta have a thick accent. I play My Hero to Rumble, so whenever I'd play, to make myself laugh, especially when I get annoyed at like, Overdrive Deku or something, to make myself laugh, I'd do the Iida accent. I do this overdramatic tone for him, so he sounds really funny. And I'd make myself crash out with him. And it was kind of funny. Working with that, or going off of that, when I was approached to do it, I'm like, oh man, do they need accurate Iida? Because I'm pretty sure I can do accurate Iida. I've done it a little bit, but it's not as like relaxing or normal to do it as Fantasy Iida. So, like his voice is so specific. I want it to be over dramatic. Like I want him to be over dramatic in this sense. When he speaks, you will hear the passion in his voice. So that's very funny. Once more, some things he'd mess up a little bit. Surprisingly, for a character with this like silly accent, I never had the issue of like or like running over myself while speaking. Iida was actually pretty tame and calm because he has so much emphasis on each syllable, on each word. It's a lot easier to do his pattern of speech, honestly. The only thing that was a little bit difficult was turning it down, the accent, because when Iida's talking normally in the dub, he isn't like, he's not loud, he's not being super over dramatic with it, overzealous, blah blah blah. He's not being anything like that. He's more calm. He's talking like this. At moments, the accent would shine much too much. It would be way, way, way too loud for Iida's tone, and it would go against that. This is supposed to be like a big moment, like when he's talking to Deku about the portals, the interdimensional rifts and portals and stuff. When he's talking to him about it, the gateway. When he's talking to him about the gateway, he's a lot calmer, and he's not so over dramatic. That was something that I had an issue with that line specifically, because I'd read it the wrong way. I'd continuously read it the wrong way, and I actually surprisingly don't have any like funny bits from that. I know that like a lot of times I'd be like, damn it, when I mess up. And the funniest part is I'd actually stay in character. More on that later. But one big thing that I want to mention is my quality of recording. Watching the video myself of each video of the dub, episode 1, 2, and 3, I cringe at that. The way I sound with quality, it sounds so bad. In my defense, I was working off of my phone. I did not have a good setup. Right now I have a better setup. I'm using Audacity, an actual microphone. Praise the Lord. It's like the quality, hearing it back and comparing it and like not comparing it, but listening to it with Sama style and the Pug Protector. It's like hearing it. Oh my gosh. Because he's the one who's mostly around the two of them. You hear Iida mostly interacting with the two, so when it's back and forth between, or like say like Ochaco after Iida, or Iida talking to Midoriya, ooh, you can hear it. It's just so different and so odd. But so you can tell by now it's gone a long way. But beyond that, I actually want to talk about the Fantasy AU itself from Icarus Fan Animations. I really do like it. It's honestly one of my favorite things put out by the animations, or one of my favorite animations put out by Icarus. It's really fun. It's surprisingly more dark, but it's a lot of fun, honestly. There's so much going on for it. Each of the characters have their own, they're all very close to, main timeline Iida, main timeline Midoriya, main timeline Ochaco. They're a lot like them. Even, say, Toshinori, kind of in the same way. Same thing with Bakugou. They do very well. They're very similar to them. But in some of their... But, in the dub, or the Fantasy UA, it's a lot different in the sense of it's a bit darker. Say, one of my favorite things is I really enjoy Ochaco in it, because she's a lot more... she's been hit with a lot more reality in this world. So, arguably, after losing her friend, she's more depressed. It's really fun. Honestly, I can't wait for other animations that will come out. I hope if there are dubs of other things to come out, other animations in the future, I really do hope I am dragged into it. I am very much free. If they need my portfolio, I'll send it in. Or I'll actually, edit it together and make it more interesting. But I am generally really, really happy with the Fantasy AU. There's so much fun to it. Seeing the characters use magic, it's odd, yeah, but it's really, really fun. And especially that this is kind of based off of... I'm not sure or aware of the entire context, but I know that it's definitely from the ending from what was it, My Hero Season 2, and also some stuff drawn by Horikoshi. I don't know too much about it beyond that, but seeing it animated and having its own story, it's really fun and interesting. But my only thing with it is I was told I'm allowed to criticize. I'm not going to criticize, but all I say is I feel like the Fantasy AU should be a little bit longer. I completely understand if people don't want to, or if it's oh, that's just another series on top of what Icarus does a lot, which him and his team work very hard, especially with a lot of the recent work. The work that they've been putting in, Jesus, what do they feed these things? I feel like it should have been a bit longer, because establishing Class 1A in a D&D like way, something I always think of when watching the Fantasy AU is it's like a D&D. It really is like a D&D session. I'm a big fan of D&D, honestly. Why wouldn't I be? But I'm a big fan of it. And the Fantasy AU is basically it's like a D&D session. So it being longer would have a lot more fun to have each of the characters show up in their own way. Having Class 1A, having, a whole thing with the League of Villains. But the only thing is it would just be much too long to do. It would probably be its own My Hero length in terms. And it would honestly take a lot of time. Which, makes sense. But if they ever want to continue working on it, please contact me. I will be here. I am here. I'll be here. I will be waiting. Please. So anyways, actually on the lines of that, I remember after the recordings for the Fantasy UA or AU, I remember seeing or looking in one of the Discord channels or Discord chats for the Icarus fan animation server, and I check in the Fantasy AU extras, and I see this small comic dub or this, not dub, but this small little comic, and it cracked me up. Reading it and knowing, oh, I'm gonna voice Iida now. I hope there's a moment where we get to do this. It was a little comic having to do with Midoriya getting hurt and Ochaco giving him a potion to heal him. She doesn't know what it is, just to find out, or just for Iida to recognize that it's a love potion. And she drops a little bit on her hand and she licks it off, seeing if it tastes bad, because Midoriya reacted weird. I am so sad that that wasn't made into one big, like, not one big, but I'm so sad it's not a small little mini thing for the Fantasy AU. It's so funny, and I remember, like, dreaming of the specific Iida line of, let me see what it is actually, because oh my gosh, it's really funny. Going back to it, I just remember Iida saying, like, Iida's scream of, "This is a love potion! Stop it, you two!" Thinking about that, oh my gosh, that's so funny. It really is funny. I didn't give my full performance of it, but thinking of him yelling in desperation, it's very funny. If you haven't seen it, shame on you. Anywho, this is what I really think of the Fantasy AU. Once more, this is Mr. Phantom, or Phantom Man, or maybe not Phantom, or I'm not sure. If I have any other accounts on anything else, if you find me, please don't find me on the street, I swear. Anywho, I hopefully have some small bits. I know that I have a couple that I have, that being maybe Iida on Fire takes 1 and 2, because fun fact, when Iida yelled, he shredded my voice. This is a small little extra tangent that I want to mention, because I almost forgot about it. I didn't write it in my notes for the script of this. Iida yelling shredded my voice because Iida's at the top, or not the top, but he's a higher range of voice for me. So having him yell really took a toll on my voice. And I remember actually maybe sending in a clip. I don't think I have it anymore, but a clip of what my voice sounded like after doing Iida. And it was really high-pitched, or not, it was like really high-pitched because I shredded my voice. So I sounded all like, I sounded light. It sounded like I had a little bit of helium, which is kind of funny. Anywho, there's another bit that I actually want to talk about real quickly before I go off, or before I like go off into the Netherlands like the others. There was a take that I did. I did I did the first episode for Iida late at night, from where I'm from, and I got really tired. I had gotten really tired doing it, and I'm like, let me just finish the episode, and then I'll do it. So I deleted this clip, and I don't know what's wrong with me for deleting it, because, oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. I look back at it, I start recording, and I'm like, with a hot computer and under a blanket recording. That's my setup for most, like, big recordings, so there's no echo or any issue like that. I record it, I start recording, and I stare at the screen as it continues going. And I just remember saying in the thing, in Iida's voice too, oh shit, I was waiting for Iida to talk. What is wrong with me? I remember waiting and just having the thought process of, alright, let's just have Iida talk and we're done. I waited for Iida to talk for a straight minute, and that is hilarious. Even if I did have it, I'm pretty sure I checked back, or I'm checking back, I'm pretty sure I don't have it. If it's there, Sama, please put that as the first clip. But if I don't have it, I remember just not, I was like so tired. I don't know why I don't have it. I'm so sad I don't. But it's really funny because I was waiting for Iida to talk, and then I answer, or like I mentioned to myself that I was waiting for him while recording. I mentioned, oh, I was waiting for Iida to talk in character, in Iida's voice. I do that a couple times. In some of the bits, hopefully, there'll be moments where I mess up and I'll stay in Iida's voice. I'll stay in Iida's voice because I'll be like, oh crap, or something. I remember getting really into some of this, or like really sharp with some of Iida. It's very funny because Iida doesn't say any bad words or cuss or anything like that. So I remember cussing out a couple times, or cussing a whole bunch as Iida a couple times when I'd get annoyed or something like that. So honestly, it's very funny. This is me just talking about my bits, and now this is the end of it. Off to the ether I go!
Hello, I am Jona from Jona's World Studios. I am the voice actor for AU Fantasy Bakugou? Is that how you say his name? Fantasy Bakugou? Yeah, I'm just here to give my feedback because I was supposed to do this a long time ago, but for some reason I am really bad at scheduling. As you can tell. Anyway, I guess we might as well just start right off the bat here. What I liked. Honestly, I really loved the other voice actors. Obviously, it's like a given, but the voice actors of this show were amazing. Sama, Phantom, and Pug, they all did an amazing job at voicing their characters. I honestly didn't see Sama voicing as Deku more often than I originally thought he would, because, you know, I guess that was my fault. I was the one that casted him as fucking corrupted Deku. But he's killing it so far. He's killing the role of Deku as of right now. Phantom is doing an amazing job at Iida. He's a great actor. Has a perfect voice in my opinion. Pug is pretty good too. I like Pug's Ochaco impression. She's really good at it. I think it fits really well for her style and her character. For Bakugou, I think I did pretty decent at Bakugou. My only complaint is that I don't have a good setup, so my audio was pretty booty butt from most of the recordings. So that's why I sounded really bad compared to everybody else, because my audio setup isn't that good compared to everybody else's. That's from what I'm assuming. So, yeah. What I didn't like. I didn't like that my audio was shit. I guess I can start off with that. My audio was really bad in this series. I really wish I could have fixed that, but unfortunately I couldn't do a lot for that. Even when I tried getting into like a little booth, it didn't fix a lot, so my audio still came out pretty garbage. I guess another critique I can give the show is that some of the audio for everybody else kind of cut off for some of the scenes. I don't really remember which ones, but I do know that some scenes, which included voices, had some of the characters cut off mid-line or like barely at the ending of it, and it just stopped. Which, it's okay. That's easy fix, kind of. Not really, but you know what I mean. Recording process. I was terrified, most likely, because I was like, hold on, what if my audio doesn't sound good? And boy, it didn't sound good at all. I was pretty like adamant on trying to get the lines sound as good as possible, like really on point. I tried working on my Bakugou voice, tried adding a more deeper tone to it since it's a different Bakugou, not mine. But I tried my best at portraying his voice again, as I've been out from voicing Bakugou for a pretty long time from now. Probably like a couple of months now since my last upload. It was like 4 or 5 months ago on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I know I have terrible upload scheduling, but hey, not everybody is made for that. Critiques for others. Honestly, I can't really say a lot because you guys did an amazing job at it, at voicing the characters, including emotions and volume and all that. It was all pretty balanced and steady, and it was really nice to listen to a lot. Pretty much, the voices were pretty much as I imagined how the show would be if I had to interpret it in my own way. Except for Deku. I thought for sure I was going to be casted as Deku, but Osama is, like I said, he's killing it as Deku's. So I guess I'll just leave that for him now. Oh, also, I did find the process pretty enjoyable. I was rewatching the scenes as I was voicing Bakugou most of the time. Sometimes I kind of get like distracted, so I just kind of watch the whole episode by accident. I'm like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be voicing Bakugou right now. So, yeah, the process was pretty fun, even though I had some setbacks in there. But regardless, I had a lot of fun working on this project, and I really hope I get to return as Bakugou in the multiverse, Dekuverse, or Icarus as universes. Because I think I already know Bakugou's already voiced by someone else, but there's probably another Bakugou in there somewhere eventually. But hopefully we get to see more of these fantasy characters, and hopefully we get another season once they return to their universes, from what I remember. That'd be pretty neat, yeah. I think that's about all I have to say, honestly. Yeah, that's all I really gotta say. Everybody did amazing, and I hope to see more of you guys in Dekuverse. Yeah, get ready for that. I haven't stopped on that. No, I did not. Dekuverse is coming. I promise it's coming. Wait, where are you going? Don't leave me here. No, it's coming.
Hello, people. I'm Pug. I voice Witch Ochaco as well as Kid Bakugou in the MHA AU Fantasy Dekuverse dub. My behind the scenes for the voice acting is a little bit funny. So I tend to record basically when I'm free after work, and so that's when I come home, and my dog, he tends to get very excited when I'm home, and so he's a lot more active than when I'm not, which is hilarious because I have quite a few bloopers of me trying to get out lines and he's just barking his head off, either trying to get my attention or because he sees something out the window. So I have to take multiple takes in order to make sure that my dog's not interrupting me. So I have a couple of samples of that, and I'm gonna send it to Sama, who's making the video. But if he wants to add that in, he can. But it's just absolutely hilarious. What I found interesting or different about voice acting for this is trying to find the right tone and trying to keep a consistent tone and voice level for Uraka, because she's a little bit higher pitched than I am, and I'm trying to, like, when I go into that recording mindset, I'm trying to remember what voice level I keep her at, and so I kind of have like a little bit of a higher pitched voice for her, so she's just kind of like that young voice, and sometimes it's hard to keep that, and I don't know how high I have to go, because I can actually go really, really high if I really, really want to, and it just sounds weird. So, yeah, just trying to find that voice level is definitely something that's most difficult for me. But once I get it down, it's usually pretty simple. I just send it out, put my full emotion into it, and it is what it is. For Kid Bakugou, I thought it would be good to just kind of have that rasp that he has in both the English dub and even in the Japanese dub. And just that kid... that Kid Bakugou voice is perfect. I have a little blooper where I was, like, I don't know what I was trying to do. I think I was just trying to do, like, his regular voice, and somehow it came out, like, British, or I don't know what sort of accent I gave him, but I gave him an accent, and it still makes me laugh, because it's just so, like, what accent was that? And so I definitely had a lot of fun doing that. The other voice actors did amazing, being able to voice act with just with Sama and with all these other amazing voice actors like Phantom, and it's just, it makes me feel so proud to be able to work with these people because they're all just such great voice actors. I wouldn't say I had any critiques for any of them because they just continue to do so amazing, and I really do feel like it's such a blessing to work with them. But yeah, that's my little account of voice acting, and I hope you continue to support the channel because I would not be here without Icarus's amazing art, and if you continue to support it, he's going to continue to dish it out, and I get to continue to voice act, I guess. It's just a fun project, and I enjoy doing it, so thank you very much for supporting it.
Do your best. Do your best.
You hate me. Oh my gosh, what?
I connected our consciousness using the gateway's power nearby. I'm capable
half monster, so I can do that.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the entire fantasy experience. I sure hope you have all enjoyed watching this series, and if you haven't, go watch it! Anyway, no, it has definitely been a privilege to work on the series and work alongside all these amazing people, and I hope that it happens again, and it will. Trust me, it will, and if it doesn't, I'm not going to do anything. It just won't happen. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Stay safe and have a good day.